This here is what the recipe pattern looks like. And it can be a little bit intimidating to start out with because it includes 3 gauges. So the pattern is designed for both Aran weight, DK weight, and sock weight yarn. And it's also designed in 25 sizes. There's children's sizes, they're the ones indicated in regular text. There's women's sizes, they're the ones indicated in bolded text. And there's men's sizes, which are indicated in italicized text. So one thing that it's important to note when you're reading the pattern is that when all of the sizes are listed in the same instruction, they'll be listed in this following order here, with all the child sizes first in regular text, all the bolded sizes next, and those are the women's sizes, and then all the men's sizes last, from small through to 4XL. So at the same time, the instructions for Aran weight, DK weight, or sock weight are highlighted in green, pink, and yellow. So I don't want to go too much into the complexities of the pattern. I just want to talk today about how you can use this worksheet that you can download for free on our blog or website to design your own yoke, because it's a helpful worksheet we've put together. So the yoke design worksheet has 3 pages, and you can print out whichever ones apply to you. The first page is for bottom-up construction. The second page is for top-down construction. And the third page is just a blank piece of graph paper that you can print out and play around with motifs. So I'm going to make a bottom-up yoke sweater following the Strange Brew recipe pattern for my son Max. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is choose a size. So I look at the sizing table. Now he's a 4-year-old, so I'm gonna work the 4 to 6 year size, which is right here. So it's the 5th children's size, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's how I'm going to identify it throughout the rest of the pattern. So on my worksheet, I'm just gonna fill in 4 to 6 years and make a note that this is the 5th child size. So I'm working in a worsted or Aran weight yarn, Debbie Bliss Luxury Donegal Tweed. And I've already made the sleeves and the body, and I'm at the point where I need to make the yoke, design the yoke, and then knit it. So the first thing I'm gonna look for is I'm going to fill in all of this information here. So the setup decrease is essentially when working the bottom-up sweater, the sleeves and body instructions are on this page. I've already followed those, and I've joined the yoke for the yoke. And I decided not to work any short rows for his jumper. So the point I'm at now is the yoke setup decrease. So setup decrease, I'm gonna pick the size, the instructions for his size, the 4 to 6 year size. So what I do, because there's different instructions for each size, you need to first investigate and find where your size is listed. So in my case, the 4 to 6 year size is in this section, in this instruction, and it's instruction number 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the 4th child size listed. So when I look down here to see what the instruction is, it's not the 1st, not the 2nd, not the 3rd, but the 4th of the unbolded sizes. So I'm just going to write that in here. The instruction is knit 41, knit 2 together around. And the number of stitches after that setup decrease is found down here, the final stitch counts. And where there's no indication of which sizes, it means that all of the sizes are listed. So in that case, I know that the stitch count that applies to my size will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 5th size listed. The only reason it's the 4th size listed here is that the sizes are broken apart into different instructions, and the ordering of the sizes are listed at the top of that instruction. So I'll have 168 stitches after that setup decrease. The next part of the pattern is pattern section A, the first of the pattern sections into which I can insert colorwork patterns. So one final thing that I haven't filled in this worksheet is the total yoke rounds. And I could add this all up, but it's even easier if I go to this handy dandy page here, which has a summary of all these key numbers and the total rounds between the yoke join and the start of the neckline ribbing. So for our size, Aaron, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the total is 24 stitches. So I'm just going to put 24 rounds. 24 rounds. I can now proceed to start drawing out what I want my yoke to look like. So the first round, might be my setup decrease. So setup. And so I'm not sure what I'm going to draw in there. I'm not going to do any color work in that round, but I'm not sure what color it's going to be yet, but I'm just going to indicate it anyways. So then the next 10 rounds is pattern section A. So right in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is pattern section A. So round number 12 up here would be decrease round A. Then the next section is 6 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these rounds are pattern section B. And then the next round here would be decrease B. And then the next 4 rounds, 1, 2, 3, 4, would be section C. And then we're going to have decrease C right in here. Decrease C. And then after that point, we're going to work neckline ribbing. So here we have it, rounds 1 through 24, or a total of 24 rounds. So given that I've now identified how much space I have to work with on the yoke of the sweater, what I need to do is choose patterns and identify how they will fit within that space. So within the Strange Brew print book and the ebook and the single pattern, we've included a stitch pattern library. which has a number of different patterns, each of which will fit in the 24 stitch repeats which pattern section A, B, and C have. It's made so that it's all quite easy to make fit without any adjustment to stitch count. So you can pick any of these patterns and they'll fit. So what I did was take a look at a bunch of different patterns I was quite interested in from the collection, and then I started modifying them. So I'm kind of interested in triangles, and I quite liked this little chevron-y pattern. I was kind of interested in this zigzaggy pattern, and I like this pattern too, but I wasn't sure how this fit with this. So what I kind of proceeded with was sketching up here kind of some blocky geometric patterns. I really like this one here, and I thought that a block, kind of up and down blocks would go nicely with it, and then a nice kind of long vertical piece would also go nicely with it, and then some teeny tiny ones up at the top. So what I'm gonna do is take this initial kind of brainstorming and try to apply it onto the number of yoke rounds I actually have. And so this section here is 6 rounds, and this section here is 4. And these two sections together, or two motifs together, are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2. So I think that if I work these up here like this, that pattern at the top of the yoke, and then I actually place decrease round B one higher up, so it happens on round 20. Then I could have this be the top of this pattern. And so decrease round B would be in 20, and I would have this nice geometric pattern here. And then below that, I would want to bring in this banded pattern here. So what I would do is actually make this solid color round be decrease round A. So decrease round A is actually going to be on round 13. Decrease round B is actually going to be on round 20. And so this one here would happen down below. Now, you might think, oh, well, what about the alignment pattern to pattern? Like maybe you'd want these boxes to align directly under here. But because you've got that decrease round happening in between them, the alignment is not going to be maintained. So I just don't worry about it. next week or the week after, we'll talk about how to maintain alignment vertically through a yoke. But I think at this point, for this sort of a design, it's not important. So then below that, I've got a little bit more room to do something else. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 rounds still to work with. So I could use some up and down boxes like this, because I've got boxes up here, boxes down below might be nice. But I almost think that possibly having a chevron-y type thing down here might be even more interesting. So I think I will try that. So this one here that I was playing with was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds tall, and I liked the asymmetrical nature of it. So in this case, I can have it be aligned with the pattern above because there's no decrease round between them. So now I essentially have my concept for the design. I think it'll be interesting to potentially change out the background color against the foreground color. Color is something I'll probably just design on the needles as I go.